What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the vlog. I know it's been a long time, but look where we are. My most favorite spot on the I-70. I love this location. I would say by far one of the best. Actually, this is actually a really good light out here. See that part? I've seen somebody like right there climbed up there before. I don't know how they did it, but they were up there one time. And then there was another time I saw somebody on that right there. Pardon my dry hands. But if you didn't know, this is the salt wash. You see, you have to be going eastbound to be able to access it. So anyway, like you see that there's like a little fence line right there. Over there, there's actually like a little steps that you can get over. I've been there before a few times right there in that area. That's actually a lot nicer and it's not defaced like these thinking people do over here. Look at this. They just vandalized the whole area, you know? Look at that right there. It's insane. Like, why can't you just enjoy the view, take pictures or whatever, right? But yeah, one of my most favorite places. We have insulation on us. Load this insulation right there. Truck is over there on the edge. But we're gonna explain it all on what's been happening, what I've been doing and stuff. But I just thought I would show the vlog. I think this is like the second or third time I showed the vlog here. This place is amazing. Right now I don't have a whole lot of time, but like I said, there's like a little step over there that you can get over. And then down that way, it's actually a lot prettier down that way. If you go on the other side of that like little thing, there's actually a lot prettier on that side. Well, it's the next day already. I am already empty and delivered this morning. Here it is, it's already noon. We're in Utah and we're at another little nice, view area. This is like where you climb on the 70 going westbound. We are heading home already. Check it out. I don't know why my infatuation is with, you know what I mean, something so high, at the edge of the cliff or something. But the military actually gave me a lot of confidence with height, so. But anyway, look how pretty it is, right? Just, it's amazing. Yeah, so let's do a channel update, right? Or where I been? I actually been fairly busy, believe it or not. Had to move to a new house, right? The little one is needing her own room, which we thought she's needing her own room, but she actually don't need her own room because she would rather spend her time in our room. So we really moved for no reason, But we did that, right? That took like 2 weeks to move. And I was doing most of it because the kids were still in school. So I moved probably 60-70% of the house, and everything else, all the big stuff and stuff like that. Luckily, we only had to move like 2 or 3 blocks. See, the broker that we were dealing with, they had a house opened up which had a room, and we were like, hey man, can we just move to that house? And he's like, yeah, sure. Anyway, that took 2 weeks, and then Parker borrowed the trailer. Also, I had footage, right? I had like 3 videos in the queue, but my silly me, I never downloaded the footage from the camera to the computer, and then I misplaced the camera, which I thought I did. Now, with all the moving and all of that stuff, right? So I put the camera that I used to use a lot, and not this camera right here, but I put it in the console, right? The hand console of the car. And when I did, I forgot all about it. And then when I did that, it's like it came up missing. And then I tried looking for it, couldn't find it. And then when I finally realized that I did put it in the car where the console is, and the following day somebody ran through the car. Like sometimes I forget to lock the car. Anyway, that's the bottom line, is that I think somebody grabbed that camera before. There's probably people going through the doors and just unlocking things, see if it's unlocked. And yeah, silly me, I kept the freaking door unlocked. And then they went in there and then found the camera, took it, and then they came back for more. I guarantee you, I might come up with a plan for that individual. If they're in that neighborhood, I'm gonna catch them. I guess they had some rain recently out here, because like you can see water down there. Oh, there's a little mice down there. Anyway, so story time, right? So like I've been going here quite a few times, like every time I'm in the area, is it a squirrel? Okay. But every time I'm in the area, I always stop by, right? So, what in 2018, I think it's 2018, I bought a drone, right? The DJI Mavic 2. Anyway, I flew it, right? So I was trying to get this like cinematic shots where I'm like, you know what I mean, panning this way and things like that. This is probably like the second time I flew this drone. And my silly me, you see that tree right there? So I was panning it. I was panning the camera or the drone like that, and then it got caught up on that tree down there. And let me tell you, it took me a while to retrieve that doggone thing. Boy, I was able to get it. I was able to retrieve it, but it got stuck on one of those trees over there where that guy is right now. So I was like, man, I just spent $1,200 and I flew it 2 times. This is the second time I'm flying it, and it's gone. I thought I wasn't going to be able to retrieve it, but I was able to. It took, like I said, it took me a while. I had to go down, like, I think I went down in one of these, and then I walked towards down that way, because it was in that tree right there. It was like it was hanging like more towards the edge, and it was so hard to get to it. And luckily, it was still operational when I was able to retrieve it. I tell you, I live life on the edge, literally. So back onto Parker, right? So Parker went down to Vegas and rented the trailer. He had to go get this oversized load. It was actually a pretty good oversized load for him. I was happy for him, but he rented it for a month, and then he brought it back. Well, I guess he really didn't like open deck, so maybe, or he's also making good money with vans, so why go open deck, right? I grabbed the trailer back from him about a month after he's had it. It was just sitting at his yard. It was doing nothing, so I was like, hey, I'll take the trailer back, man. The rates were looking good around Vegas, and sure enough, it was that way. And we've been running for the past couple of weeks, actually. The first week I was out, I ran, I believe, a total of, like I said, I had footage, man. I so had footage, man. And it's just like I lost a lot of motivation in making videos because I lost that camera, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that camera is a lot easier to work with than this camera, because this one right here takes a little bit more pre-planning. I mean, it looks better, but it takes a little bit more pre-planning, and it takes a little bit more time. And you all know in trucking, you don't got a lot of time. So anyway, I had quite a bit of footage. So whoever grabbed that camera, they're actually watching me. I don't know, maybe they deleted them already, but anyway, they actually watch me talking pre-production freaking videos. So anyway, I had the first week we ran like 2,400 miles total and gross like 5,400, but it was like 1,400 miles of it was like freaking empty. You know what I mean? So that tells you how much, uh, how good of a rate we were, booking. I was able to book in the area, which is really good for Vegas. Okay, and then the second week, which is last week, right? Uh, did did not do as well mileage wise or gross wise, but only ran like 1,400 miles or something like that. And I left last week. I left on a Wednesday afternoon. I was back in Vegas by Friday noon and gross 4,100. So hey, I don't mind that at all. You know what I mean? That's what I've been doing, really, just trying to find good rate coming out of Vegas. And if we got a deadhead home empty, that's fine. So deadheading a lot because just trying to get home, trying to be home more often. So so far I like it. So far it's working out great. I think you can definitely fine tune it quite a bit more, but it's definitely something I want to explore for sure because it's just missing too much of the little one's life, and family and stuff like that. It's just being on the road, OTR. It's just I don't think that's just me anymore. I'm trying to find that sweet spot. I'm trying to since the old lady got a good job now and it seems like she's happy with, so I'm just trying to make a little bit of extra money, to be able to supplement and keep the freaking authority open. Because if it's the doggone authority is not working, man, it's like it's not worth keeping it, right? You know what I mean? It's like, so I figure if I can gross like 3+ K a week, you know what I mean, and not driving too much, I think that's gonna be okay. I think that's gonna be acceptable. Uh, we'll still have some extra money coming in, and at the same time, even after all your expenses, you'll still have some extra money coming in, and at the same time, I'll be pretty much at the house every night. We only slept one night out. We're back in Vegas. You know what I mean? But uh, this week we're only gonna gross 1,800. That's okay though. That's okay because I left yesterday, come back today. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I think it's okay. Um, I'm able to watch the load board and be more selective with the loads without being, slightly forced to. Like if I was OTR, right, and I'm sitting around and waiting for a load, and then something pops up that's like borderline, and then it's like towards the end of the day. A lot of times I'm kind of like obligated to take that load because like I will be wasting a day if I didn't. You know what I mean? So this way I'm just at the house looking at the load board and I can pretty much just say, no, this is the rate. Either you hire me or you don't. You know what I mean? So I don't know. What y'all think about that, huh? What do you think about that? I mean, I think that's a good approach to it. I mean, it, our overhead monthly is not too high to where have to I have to gross a certain amount. You know what I mean? Yes, I do have to gross a certain amount just to cover the little overhead that we do have as far as like insurance, registrations, and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? And it's not much. The trailer rental, or the trailer loan, like I think I'm at 1,200 on that trailer. So, I was actually, believe it or not, I was trying to do Uber. Can't do it, man. It's like every time I run the numbers with Uber, even when I do the SUV, the black SUV, because my car, my QX80, qualified for a black SUV. Even a black SUV is just not worth it, man. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it at all. I mean, you're talking about a $70,000 vehicle, and freaking what is it, 18 cents a mile in fuel, because that thing takes premium fuel, 18 cents a mile in fuel, and then a whole bunch of deadhead, right? Uber is always gonna have a whole lot of deadhead. So, I mean, it's just not worth it, really. That's why and on top of that, that freaking car, barely does 14 and a half. The 4 years I've had it, 4 years, 3 years, almost 4 years. Oh no, no, going on 4. Yeah, yeah, past 3 years, 3.5 years. The 3.5 years I've had it, it averaged 14 and a half. That's not good fuel. I love the car. The car rides good. The car drives good and real quiet, real comfort. You know what I mean? It's just, but it's just for me. I don't think it's worth it with Uber. You know, it's just for the simple fact that it's just you. It's not good in fuel, and at the same time, it's such a high overhead. You know, as far as like how much the vehicle is. You know what I mean? Just that one QX80 alone, with this truck and this trailer combined, they're these truck and trailer combined, they're just barely over that $72,000. So I could buy another setup, you know, instead of using that damn thing. But anyway, that's where we are. That's the update to the channel, and also I lost a lot of motivation because of losing that camera mainly, you know what I mean? And I'm focusing on trying to hone in on what's more important, you know what I mean? So it's just a lot of times the YouTube, the channel thing, it turns out to be in the back burner, because we got other priorities, and I'm pretty sure you understand that, But anyway, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more consistent. Just like before we shut down, I was actually getting a little bit more consistent. But like I said, I need to find a way to, like this camera right here. I need to find a way to be able to shoot, produce, and edit, and then you know what I mean, upload with everything else that's going on in life. You know what I mean? Anyway, we will see you in the next video.